Hello and welcome to this Minecraft Create Mod Let's Play, well, not the Let's Play, this is the Creative Test World. I'm doing a bit of a test and run through of the new update, the Rise and Shine update to the Create Mod. I'm kind of surprised this is introduced so quickly from when I heard about it, but it came out earlier this week. I thought they would wait until, the next main Minecraft update came, but, well, don't look a gift horse in the mouth. This is nice to play around with, and it'll also give me a chance to change around this thing I'm working on for my next survival Let's Play Create Mod episode, and I will probably not have this sort of whack you in the face machine here. Okay, so now that I'm ready, I'm going to do this one first, since I think this is probably the biggest game changer in the game, even though it doesn't really look like it. Maybe the new scaffolding blocks first of all. I'm going to build a little platform here. I haven't decided if I want to do copper or andesite. Bit of a toss-up on this one. I think I'm going to go with the... Well, if I can, actually. I'm going to go with the andesite scaffolding. There we go. So let's start with that. That's not... I mean, it's a cool new block. Not really a game changer. I mean, it's a nice way to do catwalks, that's for sure. That's one of the reasons I like this so much. See, that's nice. Within support, it's this copycat panel, which I can now go like this with. I can do the whole wall. I mean, this on its own actually to me looks like a pretty good guardrail, because before I was using lots of... Well, I hadn't done it yet, but I was going to do this as my guardrail. And I mean, it's not bad, but you're pretty limited with the number of trapdoors. And I actually kind of wish they made like a copycat door, but this is pretty close. So if I actually put that there, okay. That kind of look the same. I mean, I could do a sail. That'd be kind of... No, you can't. Because, yeah, there are some things a copycat won't accept. It looks like a sail is one of them. Looks like a scaffolding is one of them. Interesting. Picked all the blocks it won't accept. Except an acacia trapdoor. It'll just look like a not good acacia trapdoor. Oh, that's how you get rid of it. Okay. So what do I want? It accepts bars and trapdoors. So now there's other types of bars. I'm going to compare some andesite bars. Brass looks nice. Copper's kind of ornate. This is an industrial place, so I'm not going to do that. I'm going to compare these andesite bars or iron bars. Iron bars. So I think the best look here is to do that. How does that look? See, doesn't this look like a proper industrial place rather than this where you're just kind of pretending? This, I was actually going to do a glass floor. I don't know. I may or may not still do that. It's a bit an exaggeration. I mean, there's a certain amount of creative liberty you take when you design things like this, but... And I mean, there's lots of other things you can do too. I mean, it means you can decorate the sides of things better. You can do corners up the sides, so if you wanted to do, like, a pattern going up the wall, and say you wanted this to be like a darker color, you could do cut tough. Cut tough would be a good one. You could do these kind of vertical thin panels, and now it looks like a fancy pattern going up there. Yeah, it's kind of that just embossed, a bit more 3D there. So that's another thing you can do with that. I was actually wondering if you could do like better windows. That's another one I want to try. So if my copycat panel is here, and I put a vertical... No, you can't do that. Okay. What if you do regular glass? There you go. I mean, getting there. I mean, you can also do a glass trapdoor. Those exist as well. But it's not in the middle, it's out here. So I think that's fun. I wanted to check out some of the new doors actually, because those don't really suit. Some doors. Copper door, train door is still there. Andesite door. See, it's not a lot of doors. I mean, that's getting better. See, it's still kind of wooden at the bottom. I think for the purposes of what I'm doing here, I think that's the better door. What's the difference between a brass door and a train door is now that I'm thinking about it. Train door, brass door. Brass door has like the little wooden paneling. This is like flat metal. I like the train door better. And speaking of trains, I think that's probably the one thing that copycat would be really good for. I mean, the steps allow you to do little, I won't say micro blocks, definitely smaller blocks. You'll see from the train I did over here somewhere. See, that was the problem with the trains before, like this one. Like, it's really limited in your palette with regular doors and trapdoors. I think you can do a lot better. Yeah. Here's an example of some trains. I had to make this 5 blocks wide because otherwise there's basically no white or green panels. The copycats, you could do all of that. And I need to make my better example. This is the passenger car, and you could actually make this wider and fleshed out. You could still have a 5 wide train, but actually have more rows of seats. Or you can only have, or you have a 3 or 3 and a little bit wide train that's this wide, and it won't take as much space on the tracks. So, in a sense, that's why I think these copycat blocks are the most significant update of the game. I want to try one more thing actually on one of these tracks. And I'll come back to the video in a minute once I've shown you. I think what I would say is probably the biggest potential of all of this. So see, I can also play around with what I'm doing here. So see a block of redstone. I may not like that. I can maybe do red terracotta. See, that's a different red. It's not quite bright enough. I think I'm actually going to have to go with the... What else did I break here? I don't know. Anyway, I might have to go with the red concrete. I think that's going to be my best bet with this one. And then I can go this way. I want, I think, 2 segments this way. Can I go down to the ground, actually? Yes, I can. I actually might want that, because I think the one above should be white. And it seems a bit weird that I'm just using concrete blocks on this, because you should be able to do better and see. Yeah, you can't unless you remove it first, and that's just a straight right click, not a sneak. A sneak will break that. Sneak breaks it, see? Just a regular one does that. Maybe it's just oh, track's in the lake. Okay, so it's all super glued together, I hope. I guess now is kind of the moment of truth to test that out. There's 4 bogies. Assemble train. Oh, that's a new option, I think. Open all. Interesting. Okay. Well, let's find out what happened. Oh, well, there's one problem. Actually quite curious to see how the curves work on this. I think what I'm going to do actually is back this up a bit. Build some track here. I think this was supposed to do more. So I just hold hard left. What does that look like? I mean, it actually doesn't look too bad. I mean, that's kind of what they look like in real life when they do that. You know, it's a single-ended thing, so I can't go around the other way. I have to do kind of a loop, I think. A pretty good start, if I say so. Okay, so let's show what these rollers can do. So I'm going to disassemble my train. Connecting block. And now, when I assemble the train, I can now not see where I'm going, but I should be able to go around and dig a tunnel. That didn't quite work the way I hoped, but the intent is there. It did dig. Go inspect our results here. Curves I think would be a bit challenging. I think if it had gone straight I would have been okay. But going around here it missed a few blocks here. So I could have done a wider one. Yeah, it did the full height though, so that was good. So the rollers were good for that. Now, here's where I wanted to test something else that I had made. Oh, yeah, see, this is... I'll show you my original, because this is obviously not the original. This was the copy that I made with schematicannon to see if it would work, and in theory, you should be able to drop down here. I'm creative mode so I won't die, but yeah, see, there isn't water on any of these, because water didn't copy properly. That should be full of water, that should be a bubble elevator. It did not place properly. So now we're going to do the last part of this video. The thing that I think the people are the most excited about in the Create Mod Rise and Shine update, the elevator pulley. Now I hesitated a bit to call this a true game changer because you already have potential for elevators, and this could very well be a bubble vader going down to Y-58. But yeah, I mean, it still adds quite a lot of convenience. You can go up and down. I'll show you in a sec. What I want to try to do here is I tried to make this constructible with the schematic cannon. a shaft that goes all the way down because the schematic cannon can clear blocks. The only problem is that it doesn't place water. So if you go down here, you'll see there's supposed to be water held between these two signs. It didn't place the water. And it didn't place the bubble column, needless to say, either. So I'm wondering if I can make a working mining elevator with, this elevator pulley. So I'm going to go here. I'm just going to do a 3x3 because why not? I don't remember these commands, but... Oh, wait. What are those numbers? Yeah. Y is negative. 60 safe. 35. There. That's the lava. This is a okay, well, let's see if I can get my elevator pulley to work here. Okay. And obviously you'd provide it with power. Let's start at speed. Okay. And I should be able to, well, I'll sleep and then see if I can get the other contact. Super glued it together, so let's see if that is required. Under the ponder for the elevator pull. Oh, that's a good design. Okay, constructed. Okay. We wanted them to your structure, yes. Yeah. Ensure this with rotational power. It needs to be higher. Oh, right-clicking the pulley. That's what I didn't do. Okay. And then I should be able to do the rest of it. So, I go up here and right-click the pulley. There we go. It's an elevator contact. Now I'm going to call this open all doors, yes. And now I am going to go to the levels I wanted to go. I have to go figure those out. So I'll show you those when they're done. Okay, so here's the elevator. All I need to do now is hopefully get rid of all my stuff. Go in. Okay. What do I do? Okay. So I see you just scroll over the options. So 0 means do nothing. 1, oh. I guess I have to name this level as well. So this is ground. And at y equals 64. So that's where I am. The description there. So if I want to go down to y equals 16. Oh, I press it. And then it goes down. It's pretty good, pretty smooth. If I want to go all the way down, just keep scrolling down, press the button. Take a while. But here I am at this bottom level. And of course, if I want to go up to the surface, all the way up. Building, that's half the battle. The other half is getting it to schematicannonify. Actually, I want to go one more this way. So everything from here down to this corner, all the way down here. Yes, including that. Elevator for mining. just position that here. Oh, or yeah, just move Y all the way down. I'm obviously going to avoid placing as much of that as possible. Not that far down. Okay. That could be a problem. I'm wondering if maybe the prudent thing to do is to, if I do that, then it becomes, I think it becomes regular blocks. Yeah, see, I can't do anything with it. But what it means is that if I go back to the schematic and quill, I should be able to actually schematicify it. Okay, so it's saved as an elevator for mining 1. And we should see, yes, this cab here. I want that to be level with there. And so I should be able to place this in this schematic cannon. Set this to replace solid empty. Skip missing blocks, protect block. Okay, press play. And okay, it should be here soon. Any minute now, it's going to show up here. Yes. There's the floor of the elevator. Okay, it says it's done. Downside, if you're doing this in survival mode, getting up there is going to be a bit tricky. But I guess you can just pillar up. You stick your elevator pulley. Hook it up to your power source. Set it to full speed. And then you see where you can go. Oh, right, you have to actually right-click this. There we go. Didn't keep the names. A bit disappointing. But this is -8. Okay. 0. That's probably -64 here. That was pretty cool. And you'd have to clear the lava out and stuff. Okay, well, it didn't keep the names. I have to rename it. I could rename everything again. And I want to go back to the surface at 3. I think that was a pretty good process. There. Elevator pulleys, game changer after all. I can now go down to diamond level and mine without manually or drillingly dig down. And other optimal mining levels do. I had +16, -8, and -58. So, there you go. The Gamechangers, and just plain cool features from the Create Mod Rise and Shine update. Hope you get as much enjoyment out of this as I do, and look forward to watching and hearing about some other creative build ideas with this. Plus everything else that's already in the vanilla Minecraft game, and the create mod. There's a lot to work with and way more to explore than I have the time or energy to do. So on that note, I will wrap things up for today. Yes, I also did try out the diving gear a bit. It is actually quite useful to swim in lava once in a while. Usually if you're in the nether or underground, like a safety measure in case you fall in. So changes the game a little bit that way. I still would say the copycat blocks are the biggest game changer, the biggest thing I probably would enjoy using in this mod. Next up would be the elevators, and then the, probably this netherite back tank stuff. So I will leave it there and see you in the, how do I show my face here? Next episode.